Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. You know it's live. Oh man, how you guys doing today? How you doing this morning, this evening, this afternoon, this day? I'm excited. Got a beautiful day ahead of us. Got an extremely beautiful day ahead of us. Going to play a little golf. Going out to lunch. Gonna go eat something. Just finished the open. So it's gonna be a few rest days. We're gonna get some rest in. I know the body needs it. I've talked to a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are doing CrossFit that have seen that they start off really hot, right? And they'll start to see some improvements, and then they'll get right into it and keep going and keep going. From who I talk to, a lot of people in that space will hit a plateau and keep going, and their body breaks down. So I'm going to pay very special attention to kind of what my body's saying, and I'm going to listen to some people that have been through it before and just be patient. So I know the next probably couple weeks I'm going to take it easy. Still work on some skill activities, and I'm going to work on strength for sure. Nothing that's too taxing, too running through a workout, timed exercises. Those are the ones that get to me. So, but I'll keep an open mind, and we'll just keep it rocking, keep it rolling, and just keep improving. So I'm excited for what's coming up. That was incredible. That was 5 weeks of training. A little sore, little elbow pain, but all in all, look at everything we did from it. Love the family down at Live Free. Everybody's been great. It's cool to see what everybody's going through and sharing all the workouts. It's a great place. It's a great place to go to work. And man, I'm just excited for what's coming. So many good things on the horizon. So today I wanted to share a topic that was something that came up to me about letting go. And it's something I learned a little while ago. This is a couple years ago. And it was something that was out of my control. So I'll tell you the story. I was playing golf, and I know I mentioned this on one of the other podcasts, so I'll piggyback along with it. I was playing golf, and I would do extremely well. I'd go through 12, 13 holes doing really well, and then I would crumble at the end. I'd have a couple bad holes. I would never finish, and I'm sitting there, and there was a pattern that kept happening. Said, man, this is wild. This is wild how it. And then I'd go out afterwards and play or practice, and I'd tear it up, and I would do how I felt I could do in the competition. So for me, something was coming up, and I knew it was up here. So I wanted to address that, and I met this lady. I was staying at an Airbnb at the time, and she took me out to dinner with her and her friends. And the way that she communicated with all of her friends to me was incredible. There was just a whole new language that I had no idea. Everyone was listening to each other. Everyone knew how each other felt. It was hard to describe, but there was this symphony of a conversation. That's the best way I can describe it. And I said, man, what? How did you learn that? So she gave me where she learned some of the tools, and I started to go and pursue that and learn to work on myself. I saw something I wanted and was like, man, that's so cool. And back to the golf, I noticed this pattern, right? And I knew that there was something that I was holding on to. And what I discovered was there was a belief that I had about my life. in general, that I have a dad and a grandfather who, to me, have provided a kick-ass life. I've been able to pursue what I'm passionate about. I have the opportunity to try new things. I had the opportunity to grow up on a farm, learn some hard work. My dad has always provided for our family, still provides for our family, and I've learned so much, and there's a wealth of knowledge there. And to me, I'm so grateful for that. And the belief that I had was, I'll never be able to provide that for my kids. Look at how much they've done. So why even try? And what would happen is I would try and get to that point where I didn't think that I could do it. So my belief was like, why are we going to try if we're not going to succeed anyway? And it showed up, and I had to have that conversation with him and let go. And that's the whole idea of letting go, and said something along the lines of, I know I was hysterically crying during it. It was something that was liberating for me, and I know that that's difficult for a lot of people, to be vulnerable with the people that they're close with. If I can't be that way with my dad, there was no way I was ever going to be that way with anybody else. So a challenging conversation for me, but it's funny to look back on now, because I was crying on the phone, said, Dad, in my life, I've been blaming you for really how much you've done for us. And I've been comparing myself to you, and I'm making you wrong for that, and I'm suffering for it, and I feel like it's affecting our relationship. And that to me was just a piano off my back. And I know he was sitting there, he's probably sitting there now laughing at me, because it's funny now, because it's really not, it's not real. That's not the way that he felt. That wasn't true. It's how I felt and how I experienced my life at that point. And I had to learn to let those things go. And I have this practice I do every once in a while, that if I'm feeling out of control of something, or someone does me wrong in some way, or something really difficult comes up, it's okay to just let it go. Just to take a little time, be with yourself, and just let that stuff go. And it's okay to cry. I am totally cool with crying. I know what it's done for me. So when I go through that, I let go, and I have this armor about myself that nobody can touch. And it's tough to describe. It's one of those places you got to go through that vulnerability to have that. Man, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So to have that tool now in my repertoire, I go to that when I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I really need to tap into a strength of mine. That's one of my biggest strengths right there, is being able to let go. And you know what? That's the way that person's gonna be. I have no control over that. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that you have to lash out and take it out on other people, but I have to live my life, and I'm responsible for me, so I can't continue to partake in that. So that's it. That's it. It is that simple. It's I believe that in all of our lives, there's maybe that one or two people that in our hearts and in our minds are holding us back from really what we want to be doing, because we don't want them to judge us. We want them to be proud of us. We want to know what they think of us and what they think is important to us, because we love each other. And it's challenging to talk about these things. And what I noticed was, this doesn't make sense. How am I going to make sense of this to him? It doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. It's how you feel. You don't have to describe that to anybody. How you feel is how you feel. Nobody can tell me, oh, Matt, that's wrong. The way you feel is wrong. Like, okay. All right. That's the way it is. So I know for myself, the way that I phrase it is, I've been pretending that X, and the truth is Y. And through practice, I've been able to really reveal to myself what certain things that are bothering me, and they could be little stupid things but they hold me back from doing what I want to do. And I'd be saying, wow, I can't believe this belief was holding me back from doing this. It's not true at all. It's not true at all. Because you get up in your head and you start playing things out and you die 1,000 deaths before you even go through the thing that you've been dreading. And it's never as bad as we picture it to be. Never. It's liberating. Liberating is the word. Total freedom in the moment. You've got a weight lifted off your shoulders. You're walking light. You're able to move around. It's incredible. So I wanted to share that because I know that that's one that a lot of us struggle with, is finding that vulnerability. Try it out in your quiet time. What's that one person you love and they just drive you nuts? I know there's someone out there. I know there is. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I can help with anything. If you guys want me to talk about any topics, you want to know anything about me, I'd be happy to share. All right? Be good, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the sunshine. Hope it's shining where you're at. I'll catch you soon. Later.